it was found 8.4 grams of iron combined with 4.8 grams of oxygen. The relative forming mass of this iron oxide is 176. What is the formula of this iron oxide? So we're going to start doing this with an empirical formula calculation. So for empirical formula, we need to do moles equals mass over atomic mass. And we need to do that for the iron, for the Fe. So the Fe is 8.4 and the atomic mass is 56. And we're going to need to do it for the oxygen as well. The oxygen is 4.8 and the atomic mass is 16. So we're going to need to do that first. So 8.4 divided by 56, that's our first one, wasn't it? 8.4 divided by 56 equals 0.15. It equals 0.15 moles of iron. Right, oxygen. 4.8 divided by 16 equals 0.3. Equals 0.3 moles of oxygen. So we now need to figure out the ratio of iron to oxygen in this compound. Now, if you can just see it, great, write it down. If you can't, you have to ask, are these numbers the same? No, they're not, so it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. So the second question, which number is bigger? Answer, oxygen is bigger. So on the bigger side, take the big number, which is 0.3, and divide it by a little number, which is 0.15. When we divide by a little number, it makes the little number the number 1. Okay, so 0.3 is the bigger number, divided by 0.15 equals 2. So that's 2. So our ratio then is going to be 2 for the bigger side. The bigger side is this one, against the smaller side, which is that side, 1. So our formula, therefore, is going to be, our empirical formula, I should say, is going to be Fe1O2. That's our empirical formula. But what we want is the formula of this iron compound. Now we're told the atomic mass here, sorry, the relative forming mass is 176. So we need to know how many of these empirical formulas are in this formula mass. So to do that, we need to figure out the formula mass of the empirical formula first. So that's one iron is 56, and 2 oxygens, and oxygen is 16. So 56 plus 16 plus 16. So that's stick in a calculator, so 56 plus 16 plus 16 equals 88. So that's going to be 88. Okay, so what we're going to do next then is we're going to take the formula mass of the compound and we're going to divide that by the empirical formula mass. And that will tell us how many of the empirical formula units are in this compound, empirical formula mass. So the formula mass of the compound is 176 there, so 176 divided by 88. Okay, and that will tell us how many of those empirical formula units are in this compound. So 176 divided by 88 equals 2. So what that means is this compound is made of 2 times FeO2. Or, that happens to be, well, 2 times Fe1 is going to be Fe2, and 2 times 2 oxygens is going to be O4, and that's our final answer. All these questions and more on ayleshamhighchemistry.com.